sites aligned and clear for transmission. Signal is insufficient.
So far, so good. Now we just gotta find a transmitter to boost the signal. So far, so good.
So far, so good. So far, so good.
Come on, dude. Come on. Well, so much for that no damage run. What's up, agents? How y'all doing? Hope you guys are staying safe out there, at least as safe as you need to be. Today I wanted to bring you actually a rather short video. I know that's usually not my speed, but I just wanted to do a quick team buff video. I just wanted to kind of go over the stats, the talents and things that I am aware of, that I use to buff team stats, things you might want to consider. So I'm going to cover weapons, I'll cover some exotics, we'll cover the talents, and we'll cover the gear sets that help the team do more. So do me a favor, smash that like button. Hopefully by the end of this I'll earn your guys' subscription. Alright, so the first thing I'll talk about is two exotic weapons that I find can be beneficial to help the team. The first one is the Bullet King. This will allow you to, of course, fire without having to reload. But in addition, every 100 bullets that you hit, that gives ammo back to the team. So if you're, say, in the summit or something else where you have a directive where for some reason you don't get a lot of ammo or ammo's really restricted, this can help to give the rest of your team ammo. And this can be used in combination with, I think it's the gunner specialization, to try to get ammo back to your team quite often. The second one that I would look at as far as exotic weapons would be the Scorpio, and this is when you land the maximum amount of stacks, you actually debuff the enemy and they take additional damage from all sources. So you can use this particularly like in Legendary against bosses or the Juggernaut tanks to help take them down quicker. Those are one of the biggest threats you have in Legendary is the tanks with the hives on their back. So the quicker you can get something like that down, the better for everybody. Alright, so as far as the exotic armor goes, you have the Coyote's Mask. Coyote's Mask can be used to buff the critical hit chance and damage of the entire team based on the last enemy you hit. The cool thing about this is you can have multiple people in a group running Coyote's Mask and have multiple buffs at the same time. They don't stack, but you could end up having maximum crit hit chance and crit hit damage depending on, because it takes whatever the highest thing is. So you can definitely use this to your advantage to buff the weapon DPS of your team by running with the Coyote's Mask. Next, we got the Tardigrade armor system. This, of course, can be used of great benefit to the team. This is kind of like giving a version of Unbreakable to everybody in your team. When they take damage, I think it's, they get 80% of their armor back as bonus armor. Now, Unbreakable is better because Unbreakable actually gives you true armor. This bonus armor from the Tardigrade is only temporary, but it is a significant amount of armor and will allow you time to move into another position and reevaluate what the next step is. And lastly, as far as the exotic gear that I use is the BTSU gloves, and this is simply for the overcharge. Something to note, it does not matter what skill tier that your allies are at. During the 15 seconds of overcharge that BTSU provides, everybody is considered to be at skill tier 6 with overcharge. So everybody is in that full overcharge despite what their actual skill tier is. So this can be a huge benefit right here. All right, now I'll go over some named items and their non-named counterparts. We'll start with Vindictive. So you can find Perfect Vindictive on the Grudge SMG. The standard version of this, it's a difference of 15 or 18%. And what this does is this: when you kill an enemy under a status effect, everybody in your team within the radius gets the buff of the either 15 or 18% critical hit chance and critical hit damage. And even in a group, say you have one guy running this and then 3 dudes that have maxed out crit hit chance, okay, that's cool. You still get the bonus of the crit hit damage, which is a significant bonus to that crit hit damage. So this can help buff the DPS of your entire team. The other one that's kind of an indirect bonus is if you're running a healer, somebody can run Reformation or the Perfect Reformation in the case of the designated hitter. This will give you plus 30 or plus 40% to your repair skills for the duration. And this, of course, will help to heal your team faster. So this doesn't actually buff their healing, but it will allow you to heal them more substantially quicker. So food for thought with this one. One thing I'll note is I actually just run regular Reformation on an automatic weapon. I have it on both an AR as well as an LMG, and I find it's less of a buff, but it's a lot easier for me to actually proc the bonus and keep it proc for longer. All right, now we are going to get into the talents that come on both the backpack and the chest piece. So starting with the chest piece, we got Empathic Resolve. This will make it so anytime you heal an ally, that ally will get a bonus based upon your skill tier. At skill tier 6, it will be a 13% bonus to your entire team and a 6% bonus to yourself. And while in overcharge, that bumps up to a 15% bonus to your team and 7% for yourself. Next, we have Overwatch, and there's also a perfect Overwatch, which just reduces the time. Standard Overwatch gives you that 12% bonus to your team if you stay in cover for 10 seconds. And if you get the perfect version, you only need to stay in cover for 8 seconds to proc the same bonus. Next on the checks, we got Vanguard. This will work for anybody running a shield build, and this will allow you to continuously proc bonus armor for your entire team. So anybody taking advantage of anything like Intimidate that requires you to have bonus armor, this is a way that you can continuously proc bonus armor for your team, and thus allowing them to be able to access skills, talents, and things they otherwise would not be able to access without having to make certain other adjustments to their build. So this can work to allow other people to run specific builds without certain costs. Next, not one I see people run very often, but you have Protective Reload, and this will allow your entire team to get bonus armor based off of your armor while they reload. So if you're running a full armored build, this can actually be quite a bit of bonus armor. The downside is it doesn't last very long, so it's not very effective. It's just good while you're reloading if you're standing out of cover. Let's face it, you can just take some cover and reload, so yeah. All right, now let's talk about some backpack talents. All right, so Overclock, anybody within 7 meters of your skill will get the 25% bonus to reload speed. So to a DPS character, this can be fairly significant. The problem is they have to be near your skill to do that. The other thing is it has that 0.2% per second reduction of your skill cooldown. It literally shaves 0.2 of a second off. So depending on your build, this could be better or worse than it kind of appears to be. And not one of my favorites, but worth mentioning. Leadership will give you a 15 or 30% amount of bonus armor for 10 seconds. When you do a cover-to-cover move, you get twice as much if you end up close to an enemy as if you just do a normal cover-to-cover move. So it's really up to you how you take advantage of this, and not one of the better perks, but it does help the team. Protector is another one that works well in conjunction with Vanguard. If you're running a shield build, what Protector does is every time that you end up taking this damage to your shield, it gives bonus armor back to your entire team. So while you're doing this, this can be maintained. I think it's like a 3-second window, right? So this can be procced over and over again. So every few seconds, you will get a new set of bonus armor. This is one of the best ways if you have teammates that want to run Intimidate, is just get a guy to run Vanguard and Protector, and you can basically have Intimidate up all the time without having to have anything like Bloodsucker or something to proc your own Intimidate. So this can be really beneficial that way. Next, we'll go with Opportunistic. And Opportunistic is a great perk and actually synergizes amazingly with the Scorpio. Any enemy hit by a marksman rifle or a shotgun will take additional damage from all sources. And so that means it'll stack with the Scorpio to further debuff an enemy. And essentially, you can basically get a 50% bonus damage multiplier for everybody in your team if you're stacking those two and getting all your stacks on an enemy. So Opportunistic is a great perk, especially in Legendary when you really need to do maximum amount of damage quickly. And finally, as far as the backpack talents, we have Galvanize, which is also an extremely powerful perk. If you inflict a status effect on an enemy and you're within a close enough range, or one of your allies is, it will give them that 40% bonus armor. Again, another way to keep Intimidate and other things procced, as well as giving a lot of survivability. So I really like Galvanize in the right build. This can be a huge benefit to everybody. So the last few things to talk about is the 2 gear sets that can give bonuses to the team. The first one is the Future Initiative gear set, and this will provide a bonus to damage to everybody in the team, provided they are at full armor. And so one thing to consider is if you're running any of these other things that give bonus armor to your team, as long as they can take damage, as long as it's being taken from that bonus armor, and they can maintain that 15% damage bonus. So this works great by itself, and it works great in conjunction with any of the things we've talked about that give bonus armor. And lastly, we got the True Patriot. True Patriot is a cool sort of gear set that you could have one person mark enemies, makes them easy to keep track of. And this allows your team to do more damage to those enemies that are flagged, take less damage from those enemies that are flagged, and actually regen health from those enemies that are flagged. Also, you guys will see there's cool explosions that happen when you kill an enemy with full flag. Kind of cool to watch and great for the team. So this is, I may have missed a few other things. Do me a favor, agents. If you guys have some perk, some talent, some weapon, something that you're using that I did not mention that can benefit the team, please let me know in the comments section. Share it with the community. This is just to try to get some ideas how people can help their team and just contribute more in some end game content, or simply for some ideas on how to mess around with some of these, see what you guys can come up with, a full support build or something like that. So thanks a lot for watching, agents. I hope you guys got something new out of this. Do me a favor, smash that like button. Hopefully I've earned your subscription. If there was something new in this, do me a favor, share it. And if you guys can afford it, your donations are always beneficial. It helps more time to do videos like this. You guys all be safe out there. Take it easy. I'll see you, agents, in the dark zone.
Satellite network is back online.